Hello, everybody on YouTube or whatever site this might end up on. This is going to be my channel for doing Photoshop tutorials and just any tutorial on anything that I feel people would want to watch. But this video is actually going to be about the applications that I use on my MacBook because I'm kind of new to Mac, and when I first got my MacBook, I was very curious as to what type of fun and cool programs there were and what kind of programs were necessary because some of the stuff was kind of new to me. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show off some of the stuff that I like, and this is going to be me testing out iShow UHD. I actually just recorded a full video, but some of the shortcut keys I used in some of the programs paused and resumed my recording, so there's a lot of cutoff points, so that was kind of annoying. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to re-show you everything. Well, show you for the first time because you never saw the first recording. I'm being a little random here, but Finder, Preview, and System Preferences I can't take off my dock, or else I probably would. But Finder is just Windows, Preview is for images, and System Preferences is quite self-explanatory. I have Terminal, that's just like on Mac or on PC. I don't know what it's called, but you just type in commands. I don't use it much, but I have it on there just in case, so I don't have to go through utilities and find it and everything. OmniDazzle is kind of cool. I gotta stop that from warning me. It's pretty cool. It's very useless. I never use it, but it's fun to play around with. It does fun stuff with your cursors. You can do a bullseye effect on it. This comic is kind of cool. It makes it so whenever you click, it does that. I mean, there's very random words. Squelch, there's rend, there's kapow. It's very annoying. If you're going to be looking at any text or anything, you can't read what's under where you click for a little while. So it's very annoying in my opinion. This, I'm not really sure what it is. I guess you can highlight certain areas. It looks very complicated to me. I've never messed with it. Flashlight's kind of cool. It lets you it dims your whole screen except for where your cursor is. You can make it bigger. You can make it like that. You can make it, I think that's the edges, clean cut and not clean. I can't think of any uses for that, but I'm sure there's got to be some cool uses for that in videos. That, just whenever you click a bar, it just highlights it. This footprint is the most annoying thing in the world. It makes footprints follow your cursor around, and and it makes noises. I don't know if you can hear that. I never knew about that. But it makes a noise too. I don't know if anybody uses that like in their everyday life, like, hey, I'm gonna go check MySpace, and then there's like feet crawling across the screen, but that seems very annoying to me. And I have it at the smallest setting too. You can have like huge feet crawling across your screen. I don't see how they could put up with that. It's cool, I guess, though. This one's kind of cool. It's pixie dust. You click, and then pixie dust follows your screen. I have it at the set at the largest thing right now. It's not really like that. I actually use this for a little while, but you can change the size and the quantity of the stars. It's pretty cool. I had the amount all the way up, and then I had it pretty small, so it was running around my screen like that. So that's not too bad. It's pretty cool, but it got kind of annoying for me, so I stopped it. But this is kind of cool if you're unlike me and you don't like talking in your videos, and you have a mouse, which I do not, so I can't really use this. But it just lets you draw on the screen. So I mean, I'm using the trackpad, so it's kind of hard to write, but if you have a mouse and everything, that's probably the best route to go if you don't want to talk in your videos. Which, if you have a MacBook, I don't see why you wouldn't want to talk. You got a microphone. But then you just clear the screen. This is really dumb. There's no real use for this, but I mean, it's kind of cool. It just pings if your mouse cursor crosses that. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who would just love to sit there for hours just doing that, but it's not for me. And then this, when you click, it just does annoying waves, as you can see in the little display there. I don't really want to do it because it annoys me too much. This zoom, I can't really think of any uses for it, but I guess some people might be able to. But you select an area like that, and it just zooms in on it for you. You can choose little areas, and you can do big areas. I don't know if it blurs it out a little bit, but I guess if you have bad eyes, you gotta go through that annoying process every time you want to see something. But that's OmniDazzle. I'm gonna close it so that nothing annoying happens to me in the future. Photo booth, that's just, for taking pictures of yourself or whatever, your friends. Stuff expander, that's just, I call it G stuff expander because it has a little G right there. I don't know what that G is, but I just call it G stuff expander. I probably shouldn't. But it just expands RAR and zip folders. If you like to steal your music like me and use MediaFire and RapidShare, that is necessary. It takes the folders out. If you're a PC user, you don't really want to expand stuff too much because it can contain like exe files and stuff, and it could really screw up your computer. But as a Mac, I really don't have to worry about that too much, so I use it. Docker, I changed my dock to black, and as you can see in every program I'm using that has arrows underneath it are running. I like that because I like to see what's running and what isn't running. That way, if something's running that I don't want running, I can change that. And I also made it magnify my taskbar like this. I think the old MacBooks did it just customly. It just had, not customly, but it just did it naturally. But I really like that, so I went through and I did it in Docker. I don't know if there's a way to do it through settings on the MacBook, but I couldn't find anything, so I just did it that way. Skype, that's just for calling, video messaging, instant messaging. iChat is just, you can use AIM or MSN, I think. All I use is AIM though, but I use that with an iChat. It's kind of like sometimes when you use a webcam it won't work on that, so it's kind of complicated. Audacity is just an audio editing program. I know there are much better audio editing programs, but I know my way best around Audacity, and I don't really feel like taking the time to learn my way around any other programs. So I just use that. It's free, so why not? Audio Hijack Pro, you choose a program and then you play audio on it and it records it without the hassle of microphone or using headphone ports in and out. So I really like that. That's amazing. And I use that to record music, and then I use Audacity to edit it to 30-second clips, and then I make them ringtones. And it's very free and safe, and very good quality actually. Firefox, I use Firefox. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do. I prefer it though, because you can see the HTML coding, which is good for me to when I look at my inspirations work, because I'm a graphic designer, I can use that to code websites. So I really like that. I guess you can do that in Google Chrome too, though. But I know my way best around Firefox, and knowing my way around programs is probably the biggest thing of importance to me, because I really don't want to be trying to figure something out for 5 minutes when I can do it in Firefox instantly, because I know my way around it. Pixelmator, I got that for free before I got Photoshop. It's probably the best Photoshop alternative, but it also comes nowhere near Photoshop. It's very complicated, but also if you're like a light Photoshop user and you just want to touch up your face or something in a picture, remove a pimple or whatever, it's great for you. You don't need to go off and spend $600 or $2,000 on Photoshop. But I need Photoshop because I'm a graphic designer and that's what I do. Not really for work, but I do it for work sometimes. But yeah, it's free. But I went to go do this drop shadow right here on this image. Actually, I did that in Pixelmator, and that whole process was very lengthy compared to like a 2-click thing in Photoshop, and it's very adjustable in Photoshop as well. So it's overall, Photoshop is just probably the best thing you're ever gonna get, but it's the best free alternative. Ventrilo, that's just a World of Warcraft conversing program for guilds and stuff. iTunes, pretty self-explanatory. iShowU HD, I'm using that right now to record this video. It just records whatever is on your screen. There's iShowU Pro, which I don't really see need for. It just lets you edit your CPU abilities, which I'll see if I need to do that in the future, but I don't think I will. Views, that's just like a torrent program. Just download things, mainly illegally actually, but I use it. Views. Last.fm is very cool. It's internet radio. You type in an artist and it plays similar artists, and it also links to my website where everything I play in iTunes goes over to my website. People can see what I listen to and talk to me about it, and it also shows me similar artists that I would enjoy. And that's pretty much it. I use camouflage. I can hit Control Command period, and it shows my desktop, and then also hides it. And I usually have it hidden. And you can double click and it shows your desktop in Finder. But that's all the applications that I use mainly. There's a couple other things, but they are of little importance. This is iShowU. It's basically just you hit record or you hit stop. There's a couple things you can do in the features, but this is pretty much it. But that's all, so I'm going to say bye now.